Hello. What's today? Thursday. It is day 2 of World Watercolor Month where we are going to be painting with joy. I'm going to be having some loose pink florals, I think. Not sure, but that's what we're going to do. Hey, Cookie. I decided to bring all of this yumminess that I finished off yesterday and let this sit here a little bit while we kind of give people time to come on in and say hello. I'm a little concerned about my neighbor next door. It was some stuff going on. I'm just, after the live, we're going to find out what's up. Maybe. But anyways, hi, Adrian. Adrian, I'm getting your box. Got a lot of stuff, a lot of cards, a lot of prettiness to put in there. Super excited about that. I did this yesterday. Remember, I think I started, I did this. That's the one I did that one. But this isn't on watercolor paper, so I'm gonna leave this to be pencil, maybe pencil pen, whatever, not sure. But this is on watercolor paper. But this is the one I did yesterday, so I kind of want to show y'all how I did that. Hey Zal, how are you doing? Are we coming in hot again today? Because I'm here for it. Let's do it. Y'all know I'm normally not live on these days, so I'm gonna kind of pop in. It's Thursday. I was looking around to see like what I normally be doing on Thursday morning, so I'm just gonna be here as long as the heart is willing. Let's put it that way. But we have to do every day with World Watercolor Month. So today we're gonna be doing some loose florals. I'm gonna call it loose. I put pink in the thing. But hi Lydia. Hi Carla. Lydia, I got your email. And I'm happy. I am happy to see you here. I'm happy that y'all were getting y'all cards and things. I like sending out cards so everybody can, you get to see me creating a lot of stuff, but it does my heart good to make your mailbox happy. All right. So where are we? Oh, we're not even at 11 yet. So we're gonna hang out a little bit and we'll walk through. I did this yesterday. I did all this to stamp my flowers. And then I stamped my stamp because it was just, I wanted to see it out. Because after the cards that I did yesterday, I like the way this looked with my flowers. When I did these. Look at that blue. I like that. So I took it in turn and did all of this. And then this morning I watercolored them. So this is my stamped flower. And then I watercolored it. And the words, may the grace is all over the page. I thought that was pretty cute. Hey, Paula K, how are you doing? Y'all coming in, y'all coming in. Okay, okay. I wasn't sure how we was gonna be here. I just say, I'm gonna show up all every day because it's World Watercolor Month. And that's what I'm gonna do. I got my coffee. I got a little lemon, not lemon, cinnamon, cinnamon in my coffee. And I'm talking to my daughter earlier and we was on the porch. I was being nosy because I'm country nosy. But when I went to the porch, went out and I saw the ambulance coming in over there. And remember, my neighbor is like 2.5 acres over, so it's not like a right next door kind of thing. Um, and so I'm just like, oh Lord, I just hope everything okay. And she's like, it's not us like sitting up here wanting to know. Like, yeah, we're country nosy. Because if it was my grandma would have just been all the way over there. It's like, everything okay? I'm not that nosy, but I am concerned. I won't even call it nosy. I'll call it concern. That's what I'll call it. So afterwards, after the live, whenever I get off the live, I'll probably do a little bit of investigating, just a little bit. And, I know the person I can, get to the seat. That's what it is. That's how it is. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to day 2 of World Watercolor Month, where we're going to be painting some soft, beautiful, and meaningful, maybe pink. I'm not sure. We're gonna hang on. So from boot camp, which is why I missed your live yesterday. Listen, I'm here for that boot camp. And being that you're sore from boot camp, that means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yes. Team replay is always available. Works out. Now, I do not want to rush anybody into watercolor. I don't. Remember, I told you yesterday, if you're new to watercolor and you've never done watercolor, you're just like, no, I'm just going to watch you. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. But today we're going to kind of, these are bulbs. So it's kind of like all of these didn't open out. Only one open, that one kind of open. But the way you kind of look at it's just a bouquet. It's just a bouquet of flowers that kind of, you remember how I slopped it around. And if you didn't see yesterday's live, go check out yesterday's live. And it really shows you how this started out. It's really blobs on paper. That's how I feel like watercoloring, you can just easily go into watercoloring by just slapping some paint on some paper, literally. Literally. So I want us to slow down a little bit for this time that we're going to have together. And I want you to think about every brush stroke as an act of love. And I'm not talking about just brush strokes of brushes. I want you to think about every breath you take as a brush stroke of life. Hey, Keisha. How are you? What'd you say? Do 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 do. Let's see, I missed. I met her grandma. Oh yes, with the casserole. That's right, Carl. You are absolutely right. Or some potato salad. That's it. So I'm new school. I'll just watch from the porch. But yeah, so every time you think you take a deep breath, I want you to think about breathing kind of like a brush stroke, either with a brush or you might can do watercolor pencils, you might can do watercolor crayons. You don't have to necessarily have watercolor. Like here is watercolor ink. There's so many different ways to do it. But I'm gonna told y'all I was using Rosa Gallery today. I have a whole thing for my watercolors. We'll walk through them one day. These are Addison and Sedgwick. These are handmade watercolors right here. These are my oh my goodness, my all-time faves. Da Vinci, this is Da Vinci, so these are not, but I like the colors. Those two are Da Vinci right there. But the rest of these are handmade Addison and Sedgwick. I got them from Etsy. It's a small company. I like supporting small companies for as much as I possibly can. But most of my, as a matter of fact, except for A Gallo, well, A Gallo, and yeah, that's kind of big. And then the other one, what's the other one? Uh, who are these? Uh, for every drawer you hear opening, watercolor is in it. Nope. I can't think of the name of them right now. That's how many watercolors I got. Got just that many, and I can't think of the name. But it's a handmade watercolor, and it's a small business out of Canada. That's where they're from. And it's not a Gallo. It's yeah. Anyways, Rosa Gallery. Hi, Saul. Rosa Gallery is the one that I'm using today. Rosa Gallery made number one on my list last year, for sure, for sure. What did I do? Because y'all know I've gotten two more toolboxes. So I've redone my watercolors, and normally where I would go and get some stuff, it's not there on the trays anymore. And I've moved the stuff in there. Let me see if I put it over here. Excuse me. Two things on that daggone trash. It's in a purple box. Like, where is it? Right there. It was right there. Um, Magello, Magello, but then I had a ceramic box. So we just not gonna worry. Okay. We'll be here every day. This show is on every day this month, so I'll find it. That box is a pretty purple box, and it was sitting right there looking at me, and I moved it. I know I did. And I call myself putting it somewhere where I can find it. Oh wait, that might be it right there. Because it's a pretty purple box. I couldn't put it in anything. Mission. Tourmalinating two-tone granulating watercolors. These are my most expensive watercolors. These are the ones that I saved and splurged on last year and added to World Watercolor Month, right? So I have these already poured out, like they're already out. But aren't they? Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. But I have them already in a pan. That's the pan I can't find. But this is what I was talking about. My yellow couldn't find the what I did with the actual thing that they're poured in. Uh, and we're not gonna stress. I'm not gonna stress over it because I will. I'll just make sure I have things. This is what happens when you don't have a plan and you're just gonna show up to hang out with your peeps and whoever shows up. This is what happens. Now, when I said something about watercolor pencils, these are from Five Below. So if you've never tried watercolor pencils, or you've never tried watercolor, and if you just, YouTube referred you over here and you're just like, oh, well, let's check out this World Watercolor Month with loose pink florals. Well, loose pink florals are more with loose pink paint. But these right here, I got from Five Below, which means they were $5. And you get pencils, and they are watercolor pencils. So they say artist quality, high pigment, water soluble. I can attest. I use them in coloring books, and I wouldn't say that they are as great as my Karen Dosh, of course, because there's not that much pigment, but it's a good place to start if you just want to hang out. So, that's another one. For people that have never done watercolor and this is your first year and you kind of scroll by, I kind of want to give you some inexpensive places to start. Yesterday, Lynn said she got hers from the dollar store. The dollar store does have watercolor as well, and that's a good place to start if you want to do like something like this. But if you want to do pencils, those would be good too. And I'm not sure if the dollar store has colored pencils. I'm not sure. So Rosa Gallery and Blick doesn't sell Rosa Gallery anymore, so I don't have affiliate link for Blick. I used to, but they don't sell them. I don't know why they stopped selling them. Don't know. So the rest of my Rosa Gallery, when I get them, I've been getting them off of Etsy, but I haven't bought any this year. I haven't bought any paint since last year. So let's wake them up. Y'all know we say we got to wake them up. Waking them up is wetting them. And yes, I pretty much wet all of them because I never know what I'm going to use. I do know I can move this because I'm going to use pink. Now, in the comment, if y'all would like to, I know it's early, well, early for some and late for some, afternoon for some. What color are you being represented by today? I have on blue. I didn't start out with FaceTime Live today, but I have on blue. And I'm not feeling blue. I'm actually feeling very bright and lively, but I put on blue. Actually, it's not blue, it's black and blue. So maybe I'll end with FaceTime so you can see. Green, I like green. I love green. Green and yellow all the time. You can give me that all the time. So let's pull this off. And if you have stamps, you can do the same thing. But this, all I did was stamped on with my stamps and then stamped with my other stamp. So actually, both of these are my stamps. I'm wearing a tie-dye dress today. Oh, I bet that's cute. Have y'all seen Di and Pam? They did a live last. I had to do team replay. They was up too late for me. I think it's so cute that they're together. God knows when they take a picture together, they look like they can pass for sisters. They look alike. And it could be the glasses and the curly hair. Could be. Could be. Um, I would like to send out happy birthdays. Would have been Megger Evers, famous folks. Megger Ever and oh my God, Thurgood Marshall. Always been a fan of Thurgood Marshall. I always like people that like to fight the battle with their words and not with guns and stuff like that. I started out very early being a Martin Luther King lover. Everything I did in school or whatever, I would take and do Martin Luther King. And Good Times, to watch Good Times. And Michael Evans always wanted to be, he wanted to be a lawyer when he grew up because he wanted to change things. It's just like, oh, that's cool. Let's do that. Who needs to always like fight? Never like fighting. I feel like by the time I get through using my words, hopefully, it's works so far. I've never had to really get it going. I've never had to really get in. As a matter of fact, I've never gotten into a fight. Fist fight. Let's put it that way. Now I've had people that want to, just like I'm not doing that. And I mean, even as an adult, I've had people just like I'm grown. I didn't do it as a child. I'm definitely not doing it. Now those children of mine, that's a different story. I don't care how much I used to say no, don't fight, whatever. I would have a couple. They called one of my daughters the twin. They called her Layla Ali because she would lay you out. It's like, Lord have mercy. Do we have to fight? Okay. So we're just slapping paint on paper. Seriously. Don't stress over it. If you've never ever picked up a brush, or if you do your thing with painting, you're just like, oh my goodness, I want to paint flowers. Just start out with some blobs, literally. And when I say some blobs, get you some paint on your paper. I mean on your brush. And literally just dab it in, dab it in. And if you don't know what you're gonna do, just put it down like this. Just drop it down. Just put the paint, put it on the paper. And get you a little bit more water and move it around. Leave it alone. Go get you some more paint. Let's see, we're gonna do 5. 1, 2, 3. Drop it down. Put it down up there. And this is a round brush. And I'm just really using the belly of the brush to kind of put it down. That's all. And this is a number, I've used it so much, but I think this is a number 10. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, this is a number 10. And turn it upside down. Use the other side, let it go that way. Put some water on it and wiggle it around. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Move it around. And I've already done these kind of swoop them, swoop, 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 swoop. Don't worry. Swoop, swoop, swoop. If you concentrate on making something, that's where in the beginning I figured I was messing up. I was losing the battle before I even got started because I was trying to make something with the finished product in my head and it just wasn't working. So when I learned how to just, put some water on, let the paint and the water do its thing, it became a little bit better. Now I can make a flower without even thinking about it. Like these can be poinsettias, not poinsettias, hydrangeas. Just by looking at it, that could too. But now I'm going to kind of take my brush and kind of lay it down and use the body of the brush, bring that over there, and bring this over here to encapsulate what I've already done in there. Now I'm going to take some water, put a little bit of water on the brush, and just let it do its thing. Kind of go across the top, come across the bottom, because that's the bottom of the flower right there. Let that sit. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so anybody else other than Paula? Paula put in green. Anybody else had? Keisha says she has on tie dye, which means she's representing all the colors today. She's feeling. I feel when you have tie dye on, you're representing the colors, the rainbows. You're feeling it. Tie dye just makes it good. I helped Becky and Abby pick out beads at the bead place online last night. That was fun. Oh, I bet. I like the beads. It's just it's I just don't like making things with them. I like the beads. All of the beads. Did they have any paws? Did they get new stuff in? I need to go and check it out. Becky did teach me how to make like use the beads that I had, because them beads I thought she was gonna send me a finished product. So we did. There's a video for it. Becky and I did a collaboration of her teaching me how to make my own bracelet. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So as I paint these pink petals, um, for today, again, I want you to think about every time whether you watercolor or not, I just want you to give yourself a thought of how do you want to, well, because this is in the morning, we're going to say, how do you want to have more grace, more kindness, more love in your life today? Let's say that. Zell says, I'm still in my yellow ochre bedroom. So does that mean yellow is your color? I love yellow. We have a yellow room. As a matter of fact, we have two yellow. Is it two? No, one yellow room, but one yellow room with furniture, yellow furniture, and one yellow room. The walls, I call it the yellow room because the walls are yellow. Okay, there we go. We only did six, so I got to do another one because I want it to be uneven. So let's see, that'll be that way. Let's kind of put one up there and just kind of boop, boop, boop it right there. Put some more water in it and let it move around. Swoop it on the bottom because that's the bottom. I always do the swoop on the bottom to represent the bottom, the bottom, the bottom, the bottom. It's one of my colors. Okay. So, because grace matters, I want you to give yourself grace. Grace does not mean you are making excuses for anybody or anything. It just means that you're choosing not to kind of sit in the blah, and you're choosing to give yourself grace, especially if it's like, because it's morning over here for some of us. So it's early, and we just might be going through oh, I gotta get up because this morning William said the Terminex man was gonna be here at 8, and I was like, oh. So I was feeling very blah. I texted him back. It's like, do we have to come in the house? Do I need to get up? Because I really didn't want to get out of the bed. It was like 6:30. I didn't want to be. I was already preparing for 8 o'clock. I didn't want to get up, and I was like, I wanted to lay in bed because I was up late last night, and so I wanted to just lay there and just relax. I wasn't sleep, but I was just laying there, and I just wanted to just give my body the grace and be kind to myself, right? So that's just kind of what I want you to do to yourself today. We learn how to kind of, especially as women, we learn how to just move past hard times and say, I got this. And I just don't want you to continue with that. I want you to allow yourself to learn how to breathe through some things. I want you to learn how to heal on purpose through some things and grow without beating yourself up every step of the way. Lord knows I've done enough of that. Hey, Lindaville. I feel like I took 10 years to have a beat me up party. Like, I really do. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, I think it was, and I was talking about like when I first got married and talking about first marriage or whatever. And she's like, well, it had to be some parts that were, that you like, you appreciate or whatever. And I was like, in the healed version of who I am now, when I look back on that young lady, she was very broken. So when I look at it through my healed eyes, no, I wouldn't have been there if I was healed, because I was in a broken state and a broken mind and just trying to survive. it was just a place of to get through, to make sure that everything was going to be okay. I was not giving myself grace, and I wasn't being kind to myself. Now, were there some great times? Yes, we can appreciate the good times in life, and we can appreciate where I was, because anything that makes you smile, you don't regret. And there was some great times. I had my great children, so there was some good times. And y'all already know what I tell you. I was doing thing in my mind what the old folks back in the day. I wasn't shacking. I was married, having children, because I'd already been talked about for doing it the wrong way. Now, if I had to do all over again, I don't think we would have got married. I think we would have just, probably shacked and then realized that maybe we just wasn't good for each other. I don't know. That's just how things go. But give yourself grace and don't live in the broken time and the broken moments forever. Just look at it, have a conversation about it, and be like, you know what? I learned some things. I did some things. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't. But I'm appreciative for what happens, because grace does matter on your healing journey. But you can't beat yourself up every single day. That's why I make sure that my peace is going to be louder than the chaos. Because y'all remember I told y'all, like, I raised my kids in chaos. It's just like I had to, like, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Y'all can't even realize that, okay, this is a good part of your life, because this is what they call peace, right? So sometimes we do that. Sometimes we do. And I want to give you permission to give yourself grace. Love you where you are right now. And if you don't love where you are right now, remember, you're still breathing. You're still here. You still get to decide on what the next day is going to look. Don't live in the past. Don't beat up the past, because the past is the past. We learn from it. We do a memory check on what it was so that we can say, "Ooh, I saw that movie before. I don't want to see that again." So that means you don't make those same, not necessarily mistakes, because I don't consider getting married young and being married, I don't consider it a mistake. I just consider it, I wish I knew more. I just wish I knew more. Looking at it now. But can I change it? No. That is powerful. You can't change it. You celebrate what was good. You take it and put it in sections and move forward with the good stuff and the stuff that makes you a better person, and that gives you a reminder that you're moving forward to have peace, that you want to move forward with forgiveness, right? You're not here to beat people up because somebody hurt you. Yes, we all have done our fair share of probably hurting people or saying things that we probably shouldn't have said. Lord knows I have. Let me just speak for me. And sometimes, I mean, some days I'm just like, I'm not apologizing for it. I meant it. And what usually I end up apologizing for, I meant what I said, but let me apologize for my delivery. Sometimes that's usually how it ends up being. And each petal for the woman who is still showing up, even when life has not been easy, that right there is what my petals represent today. Each one of these petals are going to represent life, like each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 children in each petal that we break down. Remember, I don't really break down the petals right away. We just kind of keep honing in on the blob. It's just a blob right now. It is not even a flower. We can turn this into so much at this point. It doesn't even have to be a flower. But y'all know me, it's gonna be a flower. But if you don't want to do flowers, like yesterday Zoe was on here and she said she does fruit. You can do fruit. You can do whatever you want. You can do cars. You can do birds. You can do whatever. Watercolor is watercolor. It'll mend and bend to your every whim, just long as you don't try to control it. Hi, Bernadette. Don't try to control it so much so, because it's gonna do its thing. That's why we keep putting water on here and keep leaving it alone and sitting back and watching it do its thing. Hi, Preps Custom Creation. Is that Zai? Boy, I do. I got my sassy, brilliant daughter, beautiful daughter. Yeah, yeah. I was pleased though. Yes, me too. Eddie, how was your birthday? How did you end up your day? Did you enjoy your nap? Gonna put some more water over here because I want that to be almost white. So we're gonna have to whitewash it. And to take the pigment up, then you just kind of put some more water there and just wipe it up. Now that's that brush, because remember I told y'all I'm not using the same brush. I thank y'all for hanging out with me for this time that we're sharing with World Watercolor Month. All right, let's dig in. I don't want that. Yes, let's dig in there and put that there and get some of that because I'm trying to use pink because I do feel pink today. Hot, but I feel pink. Let's see. All right, I'm going to, let's see. Now, okay, let's put her there. Put her there. Go for it. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. Squiggle around, squiggle, squiggle around, and swoop. Boom. Just don't put any more pigment on it. Just use what's in my brush and just kind of squiggle this all the way to the edge. Boom. There we go. Like that. And here's the other thing that I've learned now since I do watercolor, right? And I've done it, done it, done it, done it. I kind of know how I want it to be like at the end. So when I'm putting things on my pages now, I kind of do it a little bit intentional. But and I try to really, really plot the. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's say you never watercolor before, okay? You don't know what you're doing. You got water, you got water, you got paint, you got paint. Put some more on here. And let's kind of put some of that on there. See how that'll work out. I want you to just put your brush down and just move it. Just lay the paint down. This brush is easy. It's a squiggle brush. I call it, it's my calligraphy brush that I actually had to learn calligraphy with the ink. And you can wiggle it around that easy. That looks like a circle. It might look like a flower to some. It might not. I don't know. But I don't want you to stress over it. But the more you, let's say you see, I'm barely holding this brush, and I'm just kind of letting the brush do the work. It's so easy that like I can take my non-dominant hand, which is my right hand, and still do the same motion, and still come up with the same thing. Let's do it again. Let's use my right hand. That works out. And just kind of go around, go around, go around. Just move it. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Up and down. And kind of swoop, because that's going to be the bottom of it. It's like backing up. I gotta be quiet so I can use my right hand. Right? And leave it alone. Right? And then you come over here, and I'm using my right hand because Lord knows it's hard to use my right hand, right? But then you come over here and let's do it. Let's see. Let's put it right there. The center, drop it, and then move the brush however you want to move it. I want more of the pigment. See, swishing it around. Swishing it around, trying to keep that centered and not picking the brush up. Make more petals out. There it is. That's a lot with the right hand. It's a lot. Got cake, Eddie? So, is that what you're doing today? The dogs miss you. I miss you hanging out over there, watching you put all that glue over there. Got some more glue. Now, let's see. One, two, three, four. Oh, we got to do one more because y'all know I like odd numbers. Rhonda, we need to have, listen, you and I need to get together on Zoom. We need to have a party. Like, we need to get together. I'm serious because you do stuff with your experiments and how your stuff come, I feel like you would just release me to really play with a whole bunch of stuff, like with the acrylic and all the things on that gel plate. Like science was not my thing, so I feel like I just like they say if you mix up certain things, it'll explode. Y'all know I had to learn that the hard way because I mixed up. I think it was baking soda and ammonia, and then I shook it up. Yeah, that volcano was not good if you know about science, but that's how I learned that. But I feel like those beautiful pages that you sent in Eddie's box, oh my goodness. Just like let me go and hang out with Rhonda. Let me hang out with Rhonda. Can't wait to get the new stencil. Oh my goodness, if y'all don't know, Rhonda got a new stencil. And I can't wait to put the stencil, hers and Eddie's together so I can see what I'm gonna get. Now I do like mixing the stencils together. But when you come to mixing the mediums and then piling stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff, and then you come up with these beautiful, beautiful papers. Look at her. Look how she's talking about I do nothing special. LOL. I just am not a fan of solid colors, and I do love me some texture paste. So when you say you're not a fan of solid colors, could you explain that to me in the chat? See, this is why I feel like we need to be on Zoom so you can explain those things. I'm getting ready for myself. You getting ready? Are you going to work today? Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's 5. We're not doing no more. All right, let's put this one over here to dry. And I'm not gonna go back with this one. Because where are we at? Okay, yeah. I'm getting ready for my pool party and I'll help and I'm helping mom. You are helping. Oh, you're making brownies? Nice. Yes, y'all are gonna have a great day Saturday. Your your mail should be coming. Hopefully it gets there in time so you can have your won't have to get your hair wet. I'm just gonna be sitting around doing what old folks do. We gonna be relaxing and parlaying. Whatever the wind says do, that's what we gonna do, right, Bernadette? We will be in the studio like what is the 4th? I think I did a evening time for the 4th. Let's see. Let us see. I don't even have it on my calendar. I have it on my calendar, but it's over there. And I did enjoy going down the rabbit hole looking at the stuff for the people who who were on the Empire State Building yesterday. That thing just made my heart happy. And then the other thing, did you see the airman that got arrested? I was like, that was so, the UCMJ was like, I saw that coming. So there was not going to be a question of him not being arrested. That was just like standing in your boss's face, slapping him or something. Like, because the current administration is his boss. So the 4th will be at 11 a.m. Yeah, so the 4th will be at 11 a.m. So we'll go get that done because I don't know if we'll go and try to see some fireworks and things. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Rhonda says, I rarely lay down one color and then stencil. And okay, I rarely lay down one color and then stencil and a pull color and pull. I swipe the plate in different areas with different colors. Oh, oh, okay. I'm gonna have to try that, Rhonda. We're not gonna try that on live, but I'll try that when I get off live because it's not World Watercolor Month when I get off the live. So yeah, that way that's another way I don't get I can pull out my gel plate and then do something different, and then because I'm gonna be live every day, I save the watercolor. Not that I don't mind watercolor. Don't get me wrong. I'll go to sleep with some watercolors in the bed. Yeah, they kind of get knocked down. All right, boom. You made a cute. You made a. Oh, you can keep the snake. I don't need the snake. Got our own snakes here at the ranch. Thank you. All right, what size is that? That's a 10. I kind of need a bigger brush. What bigger? Let's do this 14 so we can. 14 this big is more like a mop. It's a moppy brush. And when I'm putting them up, I want to kind of go in with my paint I'm using today is Rosa Gallery. Blick doesn't sell Rosa Gallery anymore, so I don't have affiliate link for Blick. I don't know where else. I need to go down the rabbit hole and see if they've created some more colors, but not that I need them. How about that? And pull that through there and make that come through there. And pull that right there and make that come through there and down there. Then we're going to come right here, make that come over there. Boop, boop. Everybody needs a stem. Come on down there and slide in right there. Boop, right there, through there. Boom. So you can imagine me doing, you going to your mom's job today? Tell her I looked at a video that was about somebody cutting up at one of her job sites. I don't know. It wasn't hers, I know that. But at one of those Hiltons, they was cutting up. I had to send it to Eddie and told Eddie, this why I stay home. Cause people they just be tripping. They just be tripping. Carla says my little high school helper is on her way. Oh, nice. I'll be carrying you around while we clean. She's quite the little artist, so I may put you on TV so she can watch. I call her little, but she's 16 and tall. That's Azaya. Azaya's getting tall. Probably by the time I see her again. Well, she's already at my shoulders. All right. So right here, you already know now we have what we call a bouquet of flowers, right? And all we did was put down some blobs of paint. So when you look at this right here, if you really just slap the paint on the paper, literally just slap the paint on the paper, don't worry about what's going to come next, what it's going to look like. Don't concentrate on that. Just focus on putting the blobs down, then putting a stem on it, putting a little line on it. And then now it looks like it's starting to come together as a bouquet. This is how I started out creating joy, one brushstroke at a time, right? Hence is why I call myself the grief artist. Why? Because I've been grieving through, and therefore I had to figure out a way that it worked for me. Wanting to know how all the ins and the outs, the pigments and all that stuff, that's not how I started my journey. Now, if you're new to watercolor and you want to know all the things, there are plenty of people out there to be happy to teach you all the things. Some of the stuff I can teach you pigment numbers and all of that. If you're new, I don't want you to concentrate on that. I want you to concentrate on creating joy, one brushstroke at a time. Like literally one brushstroke at a time. And if you're also coming into creating and you're in a place where you're trying to heal, you really don't have time to be worrying about all the other things. Get you some paint. Literally, we already discussed. You can go to the dollar store and get you some paint if you don't think you're gonna, keep it up or whatever. Just try it out and see if it works for you. Now, those that have done watercolor and you're just like, oh, I like it, I love it, I want to know some more, I need to learn some more. I recommend Emma LaFave. She's who I watched in the beginning, especially when I want to know. Opal and Mint. I love Opal and Mint. When you want to know a lot, but learning the ins and outs. Um, I learned a lot from Emma LaFave. Emma LaFave, she's very teachy, like breaks all the pigments and all that stuff down. And so the more she would break it down, the more she would do it, the more I was like, you know what, I don't care about that. So then I needed to find somebody that just wanted to really just have fun and slap the paint on the paper and give me more freedom to create ugly stuff and not try to start out with, oh, we're going to make a petal. You need to do it like this. Ran across Christy Rice. Christy Rice was just like, oh, just slap the paint. We just gonna do this and do this and do this and put that there and put that there and put this over here and put this down there. She didn't start out with this, we got to do this and we got to do that. She's like, nope. And then at the end, we would end up with something, I would end up with something that looked like this. Y'all saw how I did this. If you didn't see this yesterday, this started out yesterday with a little of this, and this. And then now we have flowers everywhere. It has more direction that it looks like a big old bouquet of flowers that you're ready to sit on your table, kind of somewhere, right? but don't stress yourself, especially if you are looking for some peace in your life. Don't stress yourself. I do not want you to stress yourself. You're growing through the pain, you're becoming a different person. I'm not the same person I was, not the same person I was in 2018, 2019. I'm not even the same person I was in 2020. Each year I've evolved in painting. I am truly a mixed media artist, but watercolor is my A number one when I need peace in my life and when I need to just really release it by slapping the paint down. Watercolor is usually going to give it to me. Now, if I'm really, really angry and I just need to, gel printing is going to do it because I can just slap it down and then brayer and brayer and brayer and keep putting it on. And now Rhonda done released me to just mix it up and put all the paint on there because before I don't want to make mud on the plate. That sounds like Rhonda just gave me a new way to just go and put it on there and mix it up. Now, I still might make mud, and I'm okay with mud because some days my life feels like mud. Some days, but then most of the days here lately, I've had pure joy. And I feel like it's because I've taken a lot of pressure off myself. I'm not here trying to show up as this great and wonderful and fabulous person. I'm just here to show up as who I am right now today. I'm super cute. I'm super, super duper excited for this weekend because I'm going to have my besties in the house and my bonus son is coming. But we'll see who's going to hang out with who because, you know, I'm here to entertain my besties because they like to paint. And y'all already know I like to hang out with people that like to paint. And I won't feel bad about coming in the studio because they'll be in the studio or either they'll be like, oh, I can hear Bernadette be like, no, I'm just gonna lay down a little bit. I'm going over here and sit down and whatever. I can say no pressure. There'll be no pressure. It's a no pressure weekend. I'm super excited about it. Normally, old school Karen, this is what old school Karen do. Old school Karen will have everything lined up, have an itinerary, what we're gonna do, where we're gonna eat, have the food already ready, and then be stressing because the yard didn't look like I wanted to look. Nope. This time I'm just like, oh, Krista already said she want to learn how to ride the riding lawnmower. I'm just like, well, we need to have some grass, so we can't cut all the grass. We're gonna let her play on the lawnmower. Hopefully she don't she can follow directions real good. We might pull out the tractor. We might just bring out our inner child. I don't know. But let me tell y'all what Mr. McCoy did. Y'all, he cut down my wisteria Tuesday. I don't know if I shared this with y'all on Wednesday, but I went out there and he was out there and I was just like, where are my flowers? And it's just like, can't believe you cut them down. He's like, I couldn't see over there. It's like, but you never go over there. What was there? What you need to see? But they're gone. So we'll have to he cut it all the way down to the root. So hopefully it'll still grow around it and come back up. But it took me 3 years to get that one to where it was blooming. But y'all know what? I said, you know what? I'm not gonna even stress over it. I was like, well, you like how it looks over there? And he's like, yeah, but it's still, I didn't want to. I was, it's okay. We made it look good. If you like it, okay, we're gonna go with it. Somebody needs to be happy, and it can't always be about me, right? Can't be all about me all the time. When I put you on TV, I read Pink Florals as Pink. Look, I had to go and look at it again. Pink Floyd. Isn't Pink Floyd isn't that a group? Look how this is coming on. And because it's pink and pink is my color, I could go in and I feel like I want to pop some blue in because I do like this blue. Let's get this brush. No, let's get this brush. We need the smaller version of this. There we go. Let's get this one. Well, who is Pink Floyd? Don't know. Um, is this blue? Oh, and another thing I like about what, yeah, that's blue. About the handmade watercolors, remember I told y'all yesterday, is you don't have to wait like 15, 20 minutes. You don't have to spray them and then wait for them to wake up. You see, I just put a little bit of water on there. See that is already ready to go. Mix it up a little bit around the side, just on the top, and it's ready. All right, so I'm gonna look at it, and I like my flowers going up, so I'm gonna kind of put right here and squiggle just a little bit, just to pop, give it a little pop of color, like it's, little flowers coming out. Pink Floyd is a group? Okay. Crystal started me out this morning. She put in our, because y'all know I have the curls, and so she put in there, put something in our group this morning, and then she had to come back with Earth, Wind, and Fire about Shining Star. So of course I had to look. I didn't have to look it up when I was getting ready to look it up. She put the link for the group in the chat, and I was just like, "Oh, cool," because I didn't remember the song when she was giving the words to it. But once I heard it, I was just like, "Oh yeah, I remember that song." Um, let's see, where is it at? It was Earth, Wind, and Fire, Shining Star. Like Shining Star. Because she's gonna give it to me. In my singing voice, you are a shining star, no matter who you are, shining bright to see what you can truly be, shining bright for you to see what your life can truly be. You know, that's my version of singing it. Because that's kind of how they do it. And I was just like, oh, cool, yeah, I remember that. All right, so put a little bit more water and make this one kind of just faintly come through. Come through. Come on through. And we're going to come a little bit under there to make that look like that comes through there. Right there. Right? Like they connect. Boom. And the more it dries, the more you do more. It was not okay when Mr. Hartzog pruned my lilacs with ready to bloom buds on it. Oh my God. I tried to tell him anything that has flowers on it, don't cut it. I told y'all he got into poison ivy. We have like three different variations of poison ivy here on the ranch. And there is a tree that is just, it is so pretty, right? And he went and grabbed it over, and dug it. And he was trying to figure out why he was like itching and just like what was going on. He had really, really broke out real bad. And I was like, you look like you done got into poison ivy. And he was like, I had on gloves. I was like, yeah, but did you touch your skin? He was like, yeah. It's like, well, then, yeah, you got poison ivy. And he put the clear on. I was like, no, you need to slap yourself down with that calamine, that pink calamine lotion. Not the clear. The clear ain't really working. But so now I have to go around and really show him because we have a vine plant that's here on the ranch too that looks like poison ivy, but it blooms. That's the difference. But he don't be paying no attention. So, but he did do a good thing. He replanted my hydrangea bush and put down some mulch where I've been waiting to kind of do some work. And so he did that. So that was kind of, but I'm not going to have flowers for, and if you know, excuse me, if you know what the wisteria is, I fell in love with wisteria when I was in Italy because it's everywhere. They just use it for decoration. It's just like grapes, look like grape flowers. I don't know if they call it wisteria or what do they call it? Not sure. But yeah, he'll weed eat some flowers in a minute. If it looks like a bush, it's gone. All right, I like that. It's that little pop of color, just boom. My brother has tickets for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Lionel Richie, he's worried about Lionel Richie. Is Lionel Richie gonna show up? Leaves of Three, let them be. Leaves of Three. He ain't gonna even take the time to count. He just really goes in, pulling and yanking. I'm gonna have to show y'all some videos of the past. We had lots of wisteria at my old house. Do you like wisteria? Wisteria is so beautiful. And so here in Alabama, The wisteria kind of grows in threes during the summer, right? So it depends on where you are. Like if it's earlier summer, it's going to already be in bloom. The trees are full. Like you can just drive down the road and just stop and just look up and it's just purple hanging from the tree. You'll think it's a wisteria tree. It could be like a pine tree or oak tree or whatever. And the wisteria be done pretty much taken over. But after it's bloom, then of course, it goes back to its, whatever the tree is. But I just love pretty. And of course, it's purple, and y'all know purple is my thing. And so now here in Alabama, on the side of the roads, cone flowers are everywhere on the side of the road. Like you don't got to go to the store and buy them. You can just stop on the side of the road and pull you up a handful, plant them in your yard, and they'll be there next year. Promise you, they'll be there next year. I like that. All right, let's let this one dry a little bit because I'm going to need to put little stems. Everything needs to have a stem. It's not, this is a bouquet that we maybe can put a little vase down there. Maybe not. Who knows? So let that dry a little bit and come back over here to this one. Really pink and loose. This is loose. Somebody might be like, what's the difference between loose and tight? Well, when I asked that question in the beginning, loose is loose, like it's a loosey goosey flower. And the tight is how you create it, how you make it. So I guess you can say the way I made this flower is real loose. Like it's just loose. It's all over, like it's not tight. But if you want a better understanding of that, you have to go to somebody that want to really be into the loose and the tight. I don't know. I call it loose because I'm not going to spend too much time tightening it up. See, just loose. Just putting it around, just loose it, loosey goosey, loose, loose, loose. And put a one right there. And these are very transparent. Put down there. We're not putting a lot of pigment in it. We're just gonna let it be right there. Do you grow in the sap is a natural antidote for poison ivy and oak? I think we do have some back there on the back side. I know we have a lot of I can't think of what the name of that is. We got a lot of everything around here, to tell you the truth. To tell you the truth. My rose garden is doing amazing. Um, and then we have, let's see, what is this other one? It's yellow and white. We make tea. I make tea. I pull some of the things off of them and make tea. All right, let's see. Where's my plants? Okay, so the Virginia creeper is the one that looks like poison ivy. It's the other one that grows here that looks like poison ivy, right? That one looks just like poison ivy, but it's not. So I was trying to tell him the difference in it. And then we have the princess tree, which is right outside. We have all kinds of mushrooms, got Japanese maple, got pomegranates, some cherry thing. Our plum tree is a Chickasaw plum tree. And this is a maypop. I saw it like a couple years ago. I'll need to go out there and check because again, Mr. McCoy leveled it down. So I have to see if we're going to have it this year, but I think this one isn't good. Um, Bergamot, we got wild bergamot. And where's that other? Oh, and we got the hazelnut. I make ink from the hazelnut, the American hazelnut, and the red oak. Yeah, pokeweed. Oh, and I make ink from pokeweed. Y'all know what pokeweed is? You ever seen pokeweed? That's not a good one. But it has berries. It puts out berries. It won't show you berries. Yeah, it won't show you berries. But it puts out a berry, and I made some ink out of that. And we got chanaberry trees. We got a lot of stuff around here. The pears. We got soft pears, hard pears. And then we got apple trees. blackberries, blueberries. Y'all, he was cutting down the raspberries. And I was just like, wait, what are you doing? Those are raspberries. Go to the store and see how much those berries are, and you'll stop cutting them down. He was just like, these right here. I was like, yeah, don't you see the fruit on them? It's like, dude. But he just wants stuff clear so he can see. But I'm the one out there walking. Just like, leave it alone, please, and thank you. All right, I'm gonna go back in now that this is a little dry, and I'm gonna go back in on the base of them and kind of just put in a little. Have to go into a meeting. Okay, Paula K. See you later. Thank you for stopping in. I'm here every day. Check out the time slots. Get notified, y'all. Oh, and if you're new to the channel and YouTube done recommend because you're just looking for World Watercolor Month. Welcome, 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 welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we heal over here one brush stroke at a time. We're not here for perfection. We're here to give ourselves grace so that we can love on ourselves, so that we can continue to deal with everything that's going on in this world very peacefully. And we ain't got to go in public and cuss folk out. We don't have to be a Karen. As the little boy says, "Are you a Karen?" I said, "Well, my name is Karen, but I don't be a Karen. Try not to be rude and get in other folks' business." He's like, "Yeah, because that's what a Karen is." And I was like, "Oh Lord, why did it have to be a Karen?" Mm, it's taking away some of my pink impatience. My grandma, I bet she does. Carla, send me a or either I can let me look. I think I probably do. Impatience. Let me spell it so I can see what it is because the name of it sounds impatience. Look, you already heard me. Just put it in. Impatience. Oh, that's not it. I want the flower. It's like it did impatient. No, flower, flower. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Oh, yes, yes, Carla. We do have those. I have those on the porch. I didn't know that's what that was called. I thought that was something else. Wait, no, I don't have that one. That one, but my grandma does have that one. Hey, Julia. Julia, how are you feeling? Are we feeling better today? Let's go back in and bring that little. This is a petal brush, so it's very, very thin. This is the point after you've done all that you're going to do with putting all the paint on your petals. Then you come back in and you start doing what I call defining work. But I'm still not really stressing over how it's going to look. Just still kind of want to give it a little flipsy. So you kind of on a flower what it has and what it looks like. And that's when you start honing in on what you want it to look like. And then I'm using the belly of this brush to kind of put the paint on it and just kind of go in. And then I'm going to let it dry. I think watercolor is the one place I let stuff kind of dry. I guess I have time for it, which is why I do 2 or 3 different paintings. So by the time I'm done with this, then over there, I got that one to do and this one between the two. Because I don't pull out my heating tool for my paint. Not saying that you can't, I just don't. I want it to organically dry enough for me to put another layer on top. So what y'all got going on today? It's January. What does anybody else have anything great and spectacular planned for the weekend? Anybody else cooking, having, family over or going somewhere? Normally I have family and friends day would be this weekend. Um, but y'all know it just costs too much to feed a whole bunch of folk. And I'm the type, if I'm going to host at my house, I want to host. And I don't want people, because my daughter's just like, oh, we can turn it into everybody pay, you know. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. We kind of do that for Thanksgiving. I don't really want to do it. So there we go. We call them busy Lizzies. Busy Lizzies. I feel like they're called something else. And I'm quite sure we call them something else because it's whatever they use them for. And then I have begonias on the porch, and then I have geraniums on the porch. And of course, I'm in the south, so I have ferns on the porch. One of my ferns, we have four baby birds in. They've hatched. I don't care how much I tried to keep that bird away from my daggum flower. She came right on over there and laid them daggum eggs on the porch in the fern. It's in my fern. So by the time the babies get weaned and kicked out the nest, the fern is gonna be dead. I like that. Look at that. So one petal at a time. You let it dry and keep moving. Look at that one. See, when you don't go in and try to make it look beautiful and try to do what you got to do from the beginning, then it kind of does its own thing. That's what I like. But again, that's just me with watercolor. So this one, I'm gonna go back in over the blue. Where are we on time? Oh, we've already been here an hour. I'm gonna finish this up a little bit, put a little bit more. Oh, got some gold. Let's go over it with some gold. And remember, these are handmade watercolors right here. Gonna kind of go in there. You know what? I'm thinking about what Rhonda said about the paint, and I was just like, I do all of that with my watercolors. Why I didn't do that with the gel plate? And sometimes I do it if I watch somebody do it. I think Eddie's done the ombre, and I can never control my daggone brayer. So I think I did that a couple times. I got lucky and I didn't push the envelope to do it again. That's gonna be pretty. Let's pull that down there. Go there. There we go. I'll kind of let it pop right there. Sit right there. See, it's gonna do its own thing. I have my son for the most of this month because we're going to Chicago. And, oh, you're going to Chicago? Nice. Hey Zal, when you go to Chicago, are you gonna visit? Are you gonna visit the museum? I want to go. I want to go so I can go and visit the museum, the Obama Museum. Like over in that area is where my family pretty much, when I was little, lived. When I was little, when my mom, my aunt, my grandma's sister lived in on the south side, right over in that area. When I was a little tight, little tight. I don't remember. I just know because they told me, but I don't remember. Right now it's time to put on going to the Obama Center. That is where we lived and still. Oh, Zell, that is so amazing. I love it. Yes. Yes. I like the way like when they were telling the story, I forgot what show it was on, wherever the interview, and that's the way he was saying, that's what they were saying. Michelle was saying they had to go somewhere else to visit, things, and now the kids get to have it in their own neighborhood. I just really hope they appreciate it, and I really hope nobody really does any harm. That's my prayer. As y'all know, people are just mean these days. They're just mean for the sake of being mean. Just don't like it. I've never seen the world be so mean. And I grew up in Alabama. That says a lot. Okay, give you one, and they come down there and put the little one right there. Everybody got a stem. Make sure everybody got a stem, 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 stem. Okay. While they were opening Obama Center, I kept telling sister that all of these famous people were right down the street from her. Wow. Oh my goodness. She didn't go up there and get some flicks, some photos. All right, let's put gotta put stems here. Pull that right there. And there, we did a little green and come through there and right there and boop boop and right there. I got to do a lot. We just need to have, because flowers can't be freestanding. We need to give them a little stemmy stem. There we go. Boop boop. Let's put some leaves, kind of something coming out of there. Boop boop. Doot 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 doot. Put that one to come out of there. Wiggle wiggle wiggle. Boop 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 boop. Make it look like leaves are just floating over there. The Obama Center is pretty much just down the street from a high school I graduated from, Hyde Park. Hyde Park Career Academy. I bet, Zell, I bet you probably know. Y'all might know some of my peoples. If that's the case, you probably know some. Did you know any Snipes? Snipes and Clarks and what else? Do we got some Erkins on there? Yeah, some Erkins. And got some other folk. Got a lot of folk. Had a lot of family. There's a lot of family that's still there now. Like my cousin Sarah and my aunt Zelma, that my cousin Sarah that comes on the cooker. She's not in Chicago, but she grew up. My aunt lived on the south side. So she lived there. But now they live in the suburbs. All right, I like this. I'm gonna have to let it dry because to give it more depth, like I do these, like to go back in and do this kind of stuff, this kind of work, it needs to be dry, dry. Because right now, if I go back in, we still got a little wetness. So I don't want it to be, I don't want it to kind of, take over. Now this one's a little wet. Now this one's dry, dry. But look at, can you see that shimmer? You see that gold? You see that shimmer? Look at that shimmer. Let's do some more of that. I like that. See, this is what I said. When you find something that makes you happy, run with it. Pico. Clark sound familiar. I have to ask my sister. Her memory is better than mine. Yeah, Clark or some Snipes. 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 And my cousin, she is her dad's family name was Anderson. But yeah, all back in the day they were like all these the older generations, back in the. Oh God, did I do that? I did do that. That was blue. Karen, you wasn't supposed to do it all over. It's okay. Let's see what happens then. Okay. Let's put that right there. But I like that gold. Pinka, how are you doing today? Go. Put that right there. And kind of come out here with it. Just lay it there because I like the way it shimmered. There we go. I know we got the primaries coming up. It's time to be voting again. Pay attention to what the voting and the people you're voting for. Because getting ready to do some things. I feel like some fireworks are getting ready to happen, and it is not going to be the 4th. I like that. That's going to be pretty. Put some in the middle. And then drop a little bit of water to make it move. If watercolor if it's too stiff for you, all water always works. That is beautiful. I love that. Hey, Lynn. Just got in from work free until Monday. Okay. I probably not get inside the Obama Center until 2027 or 2028, but there is a lot to see outside the center. Yes, that's what I saw. I think it's just amazing. It just seems like every kid's dream to have all the things. I love the vision that went in it and all the work. Like even on the inside, they have the things like even for the dog. I just like when stuff like can we just do more of that? That's all I'm saying. Stuff that's gonna make people happy. I mean, even though the current administration might not like it, you cannot say that it just doesn't give people happiness. But I don't know if he's wants people to have happiness or not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care either. I'm gonna have my peace and my joy over here. And is. Look at that. Oh, do y'all see that gold? That is beautiful. Let me leave it alone. Let me let it dry. Let me let it dry. I have to fix this one because I didn't mean to put all that blue. I mean all that gold. So I don't call it a fix. So let's just plop some water down with some color. And whatever we get, it's what we get. But we needed to make it a little bit more bigger so the gold wouldn't be so pronounced. There we go. Kind of go around there a little bit. Put that swoopy right there, because that's dry. Boop, boop. Do, 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 do. Boom. He doesn't know what happens even is, but luckily for me, he doesn't get to control my joy and happiness. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Amen. 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 I like this. That one's going to bother me for a couple of minutes, but this is what I tell you. This is what I want you to do. If you have some watercolor and you've done something, you put down something and it doesn't make you happy, don't continue trying to manipulate it and do stuff to it. I'm going to leave it alone, right? I'm going to leave it alone because it just looks like a blob. The gold on the inside is beautiful. I love it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry, 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 and I'm going to walk away from it. So I'm not going to do anything else to this period because as long as I see that, I would probably overwork it. And so the good thing is you can come back later and add to it once it's dried, but don't ever try to correct it and make it something that it's probably not trying to be. Like this right here looks like it's a flower and you're looking down inside it. That's what I thought that was trying to be as well, but I put too much, maybe too much paint on the outside, and I don't want to, the old me, this is what I would do. I would get a dry brush and remove some of the paint. But right now, because I've also learned that if you leave it alone, put it over there and let it dry and come back to it maybe tomorrow, maybe another day, maybe Sunday, Monday next week, and it might do something different. But don't try to rework it. All right, we like this. This is, let's see, we still got some wet. Still got a little wet. Yeah, not going to bother this one. I'm going to leave this one alone too because we're done. Now, let me show you something real simple and real easy to do if you're new to watercolor. Okay, let's turn this way. This is going to be we're going to do this and I'm going to slide on out of here. Because my puppy looking at me like, hey, yo, what we doing? Today, not the day for that. And I need a bigger brush. And let's pick a color. Well, let's not just pick a color. Let's start out with orange. Aren't you glad you're here? Aren't you glad you get to choose what you do with your day and your life? I am. So let's kind of go this way. Look at that paint. Look at that line. Now I'm not going to put anything back in with a little water. I'll lay that water down. This is how I learned how to control water. If you're scared of watercolor because of water, this is a good exercise to just don't worry about it. Because the more water you put down, the prettier it will be. The water's going to do its thing. The water's going to do whatever it want to do. Right? That was a lot of pigment that I put up there. Now, I'll come in with a different orange. Orange. Come right in the middle so you can see the difference. But look at that. Look at that funness. you can have with when you take it and don't try to control the water. This is kind of like life today. Don't try to control it. Just go with the flow, right? Look at that. I'm not going to put a little bit more water in my brush. Get another color. This is why I don't understand why when I got to the gel plate, I didn't do what Rhonda said. Because over here with watercolor, I do. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Love mixing the colors together. I just never thought about really mixing them up. Like when we did so much so, y'all know when you do color combo, I'd be like, if it's not an easy color, I just didn't want to do all of it. Tape was taking too long. But it sounds like Rhonda's giving me permission to just slap some paint on the plate. You put some more paint on the plate. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, put some more water on the brush and go over to, let's pull back, go into some yellow, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of that, and come up there. You see, I'm not starting right next to the next line. It's just because we mix up the color, we want it to really show that it's a different color. See the colors that's still in the belly of the brush? It's just like little waves of joy. Join the joy wave. Look at that. If that doesn't make you happy, child, I don't know what is. Oh, Eddie, can you send it to France instead? Sorry, you are suffering. Oh, wait, Eddie, you got. Oh, it feels like 105. Today it is, let's see, right now. It's 90 degrees outside right now, but it feels like it's about 102 because it was hot out there when I walked the dogs earlier. All right, let's go into some more yellow, yellow and kind of pull it down in there. See, I had to put no more water on it because I got a lot of water in my brush. This is how I learned how to control water. It's basically putting in the brush, looking at how it works. All right, now I'm gonna rinse that out because now I want not all the way because we still got some in there, but I want the sky. So kind of put some blue. Look at that. Cha. Just joy, just pure joy, 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 just joy. Nice. There we go. Is that all? Because my paper is lifting. There's a lifting. Okay, I like that. So if you are new to watercolor, if you never watercolored before and you're just like, wait a minute, I'm enjoying looking at that. I don't know where to start. Just start playing with water and the color, and then you get to see. Now that was a big brush that I had. And as a matter of fact, let me show you. We ain't nearly we done. There's still water, there's still color in the brush. Like we can still keep squiggling, squiggling, squiggling. And also I have dark water, light water. So when I go back in, right, still pull it's gonna pull back up the color. And then you come in and drop some pigment in there and just look at the burst. Look at it, put it on the side, put pigment. Sorry, not color, put pigment. That's what they call this. It's putting pigment into the water, watching the natural burst just do its own thing. It's all over. Look at that. Oh, just so beautiful. That's why I think yesterday when I was talking about the pigment, and I was like, if you're not there yet, just play around. And this is a great way. This is the way you will find if you want something with more pigment, because the more that you like, this is Rosa Gallery paints that I'm using right now. So they are very, very pigmented, very pigmented. But one day this week, I'm going to kind of I'm going to go over there and get my beginner set. And then I'm going to, I'll show you the difference because if it's less pigment, so if it's student grades are still good too. I'm not saying that they're not. I enjoyed them. because I was looking for something different, right? So it wasn't something that I needed a whole lot of pigment. I like to do flowers. And so when you're doing flowers, if you need to have it, you want it to start out pink and you want it to start out great, then you need a lot of pigment. But for me, I usually start out whitewash and then I'm going to add to it. See how that's died down? I'm liking that a little bit better now. See, you got to leave it alone, let it dry, give it time to dry. We got a little bit of time to let it dry. A little bit, little bit, little bit. Gel print, we ain't got time for that. I think I'm going to come back over here and put some of that gold up there. Not sure yet because I'm liking the top of these flowers. They're just so pretty. So that way you are not trying to control the water. You only want to have fun. And this right here is a good way to have fun. And now check it out. When you're done, this is a beautiful background for my card makers. You already got, look, you cut it in half or you cut it into fours. You got 4 cards. You already got a background. Same thing. Now that I've done this right here, I'm going to take this and put some more, use the brush to put some more, let's put some arch. Come back in there and just kind of go. We need more water. We want it to move, wiggle it, move the water on down, right? Put some more pigment in there, squiggle it around. See, it starts out very pigmented. And then by the time you keep wiggling, then it doesn't have anything. You get you a little bit more water, pull it on down. There's no right way. There's no right or wrong way. Just slap the paint on the paper. Literally, just slap the paint on the paper. And then do what you want to do with it later. But right now, it's all about finding joy, creating joy, finding your happy place, and not having so much stress. No, don't have stress. Just put the paint down, slap it on the paper, let it talk to you. Let it say, hey, you're having a good day. Hey, you're feeling better. Tell yourself, what we said yesterday, I will have joy. I have joy. I want joy. Whatever. The paper's still right here. I will have joy. Right? And then if you're like, oh, that just looks so messy, tell yourself, no, it does not. It looks beautiful. Because if you don't like it, all you have to do is keep slapping paint on paper, going back in, mixing it up, putting some more colors down. Do 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 do. Carrying in some more water. That was a lot of water, Karen. I know. Let's put some in there. Watch it go. Watch it go. Look at that. Look at there. Would you just look at that? Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna lift it and watch it run. Who says it has to be what somebody else's version of beautiful is? If this is your version of beautiful, then let it be. Own your mess. This is owning the chaos of life. And at the end of the day, again, you can take it, you can journal on top of it, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your world. Look at that. Let's turn it over and let it really run. Normally I have my block when I do something like that because it holds it down. That's the paper is warping a tad. Look, there we go. Because it's wet. I put a lot of water on that. Let's put some gold. Let's see if we can get some gold in this party. Oh, yes. Some of that green right there. That's a pretty color too. Wake it up, wake up, wake up. There we go. Now you get in. Put it on there. Oh, look at that. Art is art when you are happy to me. And when you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself, that's when the joy gets to come out. And people are trying to figure out why are you so happy? Just like, oh, nothing. I'm just over here slap paint on paper, taking a walk. Because I told y'all yesterday the dog caught a squirrel. Thought that was just, oh, took me a minute to undo myself because I couldn't believe it. This morning she went chasing again. I was like, oh, Lord. But squirrels this morning, they were on point. They probably got the memo from the other squirrel who was in the ICU. She's like, don't play with that Sienna Gray. She gonna keep chasing you. All right, now this right here, this makes me happy. Is that, see, there's, that makes it look like there's nothing there. I'm gonna leave that void. It's actually was water there, but it kind of dried already. But the rest of the paper is pretty saturated. But I'm gonna use this as a background. I'm gonna stamp on it with my flower. But I have to let it dry. We gotta let it dry. But that is gonna be very much so beautiful. Let's let that go down some more. See how the paint is getting together? Let's put some more purple on there. Why not? Watch it run. Watch it go. Oh, look at that. Put some in there while it's running. Run very vibrant. There we go. It's the blooms that I love to see the how the water, how the blooms pop out. There. Use the water to your advantage. So it lets you know I didn't start out making flowers. I started out doing stuff like this. And then I fell into doing flowers. There we go. Hey, Judy. That squirrel sent out a bolo. Be on the lookout for that big dog. Yes. Because this morning when she went running around, the squirrel, they was halfway up the tree before she even got there. I was just like, oh my goodness. Don't do it. Leave the tree, leave the squirrels alone. I like that. I love it. And if I still had alcohol ink, I would put alcohol ink in this and let it really, really blossom and open up because that's what it does. Alcohol ink does its thing. But this is going to be, we're going to turn this into a card. But it's right now, it's good and wet. So can't do anything with it now. We're going to put it over there and let it dry. But if you think about the one I showed you, how this one is, I'm going to cut this into like fours and I'm gonna have to turn it over and just cut because if I leave it like this I'll be trying to do not this and not that, right? So you when you don't want to cut something beautiful, then you have to turn it over and just cut. So I'm going to turn this into four cards and we'll see. And then this one, I'm loving this. I'm going to turn it into a card. So you already think about this one right here. I could stamp my flowers on it, stamp my words on it, or I could take some flowers and cut out because I already have a bunch of flowers that's done. I can cut them out and, kind of put them on there. It's so much that you can do. Ooh, you know what? I got a stencil. I think I'm going to do something with it and then put the stencil over there and put it on a gel plate. Oh, yes, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Sure is and is. Got it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get up off of here. I'm not gonna keep y'all long because it's World Watercolor Month, and I'm gonna be here on this same channel, Create Joy Studio, slap paint on paper every day for the month of July. And we're gonna be creating something every single day. Literally slapping paint on paper. So you get to see how I literally live a life of healing every single day through my art. Right? So that's what we got. We got that, and then we're gonna do something great and fabulous with this. Okay, guys, I'll see some of you guys over at PM Artist Studio at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. for you East Coast folks, and all you others, y'all know y'all got to go over there and hit that notify me so it can convert to your time. Thank y'all for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. I guess I should have said what time tomorrow is, huh? I didn't. I need to know these things before I get to talking about see you tomorrow. But tomorrow is July the 3rd. Saturday, I said we'll be here at 11. So tomorrow is the 3rd. I will be here at 11. I feel like one day I got it at 6. I don't know what it is. So most of my time is at 11. The 3rd, the 4th. Mondays and Tuesdays is my regular time. Mondays and Tuesdays is 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. All the other times outside of that, looking like most of them are at 11. Yeah, 11 or 3. Oh, the 16th. is at 6 o'clock. Why? I don't know. But yeah, y'all go over and click on the each thumbnails because the thumbnails are open and there. So that way you can click on each one that says notify me and then you'll be notified, hopefully. All right, guys. Thank you. See you later. Happy World Watercolor Month. Bye.